Back for part 4, Zimbabwe. We arrive at the Ilala Lodge, and it's another fantastic resort with more wild animals on the property, so no late night exploring for me. Here's a quick tour of my aunt's room. You can see it's very nice. And one thing about those doors, they told us to keep them locked because the monkeys can open them and get your stuff. We didn't have time to rest because we were off to another excursion. A sunset cruise was scheduled for us along the Zambezi River. The country of Zambia is just on the other side, and the Zambezi also flows into Victoria Falls, which we visited the next day.
You ain't even got a seat good. Oh, I'm coming over here. Excusez-moi, señorita.
We were able to see the mist from Victoria Falls and a few more animals that were on the bank and in the river.
Oh, look. Gorgeous.
By no means was this a private party for us, but as you can see, we were the party. During the cruise, the crew came together to sing happy birthday to one of the ladies in our party. They were so nice and welcoming to us. They kept the food and drinks flowing. Here's me with my family. Shout out to my aunties and my cousins. Love y'all. Here's one of those lovely unlimited drinks. And we also got to see an amazing sunset at the end of the cruise. The next day, we were able to experience one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, Victoria Falls. It was low season, so the falls weren't at its maximum thunder, but nonetheless, it was magnificent to see. During the high season, the mist is so heavy, you can barely see the falls. Thankfully, we were, and the views were beautiful. We walked along the trail and paused at different viewpoints. We even saw people across the way in the Devil's Pool. It looked fun from a distance. After spending the morning walking along the falls, we went back to the hotel for some rest and lunch. And honestly, it wasn't much of a rest because later that afternoon, we went back to the falls, but this time it was by air. My aunt treated us to a helicopter excursion, and this was my first and probably last time in a helicopter. The ride lasted about 15 minutes, and we saw what we needed to see and got back on the ground safely. It was a cute experience, but not something I need to do again. And that concludes our time in Zimbabwe, because the next day we were headed back where? You guessed it, to the airport for yet another flight. We get to the airport, we say our goodbyes to our driver Reason, and yes, we did sing Reasons by Earth, Wind & Fire to him multiple times. We got inside, cleared security, and made our way to our final city, Cape Town.